Thank you very much, Winnie, for joining the third episode of our podcast series for the International Women's Month. Women are central to food systems, both as primary food producers and as primary caretakers of the household. In your opinion, what recommendations do you bring forth for establishing inclusive, sustainable, and resilient food systems in Africa?
Thank you for that. So for me, I have 4 points, and my first one will go to capacity building because for me, I believe that an informed society makes best decision. As climate change continues to affect us, it has affected agriculture tremendously. So the traditional farming methods are no longer working, and unfortunately, that is what most of the farmers, who majority of them are women, are still using, and this has led to food insecurities, and production has not been okay. So as much as they help us to produce food that we depend on, they also depend on these farm inputs for their livelihoods. So if they are not able to produce what is expected of them, they are not able to feed their families. Also, on that note, I think it will be great if we start seeing more women being included in decision making, as most of them are the ones that are doing these farmings. So whatever decisions that are made in the big rooms and everything affects them directly. And I think that the best place to give solutions, as they're the ones who like interact with the farming activities and farms and everything. So if we allow them a chance on the decision making processes, they are going to come up with better solutions that are going to work, because these decisions that they're going to make in their offices are what that are going to be implementing in their farms. Thirdly, I would also think that we should, mothers, like for me, women have the monthly instinct. So by default, we will always come up with a sustainable decision, because worry is always like worrying. If my kids have food today, will they have food tomorrow? So whatever decision we make is always based on having what I have today and what I have to do tomorrow. So having that in mind, giving women a chance in being part of all this means that everything that we take into account, anything that you take into account, it is going to cover the now and the tomorrow. So that is very vital. And also, I think there is one point that we tend to forget, which will be my last point on the land rights. In Africa, still we have some people who don't believe that women are supposed to, like, their land rights are supposed to be like rightfully theirs. So you find that as much as they're doing all this farming and everything, the land is not theirs. It has to belong to a male for it to be accepted out there. So even if you're like in your home, maybe all of you like 9 girls and 1 boy, so the boy is going to get the land, and then the ladies are going to have to depend on where you're going to get married to. So that one should not be the narrative. The women should be able to be given that accessibility to land, right, so that they can fully utilize when it comes to farming. They don't have to worry that whatever I'm farming, one day, someone can wake up and say that this land does not belong to me. So, but when you give them that security that I own this land, so I can be able to venture whatever I want to do, I'm going to do it wholeheartedly and ensure that I put everything in me in it so that it produces well. So those are my 4 points that I think that are going to help when it comes to resilience and inclusion of women in farming. Thank you.